Yo, mic check para sa podcast na madali lang pakinggan. Pwede kaming white noise while you're washing the pinggan. Jump rope, biking, jogging, or driving sa daan. Willing kaming sumama sa inyo kahit saan. The Brodies, hindi ka nag-iisa.
Yes! Today is a very special episode, Adrian. Oh, by the way, guys, welcome to the thebrodies.ph.
With Jack and AIDS. Ayan.
Katulad ng sinabi natin, today is a special episode because we have a special guest. My gosh.
No, sobrang special nito. Mamaya malalaman natin pag hinatsit. May mga questions tayo for her. Pero she's part of, kumbaga, where we are, di ba? The community where we belong. Kaya alam namin na marami tayong matututunan. And maraming may taong may kilala sa kanya rin no? Kasi
Totoo
nasa
yan.
stage na. Hindi lang sa church, pero sa ibang stage, 'di ba? Kung saan niyo po siya makikita. Ayan.
Sa theater. Sa theater.
Theater.
Anyway, so i-introduce na muna natin ang guest natin bago tayo mag-introduce who we are also. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Miss Mica Pineda. Yes.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
Sure. I'm having you too. What? Englishero nga pala si Mica. Anyway, the Brodies.ph is a community of brotherhood also, and sometimes or always, mostly sisterhood din kasi may mga demographics din tayo, Adrian, na nakikinig sa atin ng mga female demographics. So, welcome. If it's your first time, wag po tayong mabigla. This is just a podcast that para ka lang nakikipagkwentuhan sa tropa mo. And it's easy to swallow. Just like today, we have a very interesting topic, AIDS, right?
Yes. Marami tayong mga nakikinig na ganyan. Ang kulit, no? Marami tayong demographics sa mga married, lalo na newly married, no? Ang daming nakikinig sa atin. Pero ito, marami rin mga singles. So yung mga singles dyan, hold on. Yung mga married na or in a relationship, just hold on to your seats kasi syempre yung mga maririnig nyo mamaya. Yes, I'm giving a clue. It's about being single, pero you can share the podcast lagi sa mga kaibigan mong single kasi if you want them to hear what we are talking about, syempre rin to, what we learned from mga mentors, mga leaders namin, and hindi kami expert, lagi natin sinasabi yan. We're just kumbaga talking about the things we also learned from actually great people, diba? We have the privilege to work with great people. Ayan.
That's right. So I think it's about time to slide to our first segment, which is our check-in or our Brody's recommendation. Right.
Yes.
In our recommendation, we just recommend anything under the sun, like from a Netflix series, a book, a cookbook, an aparato, whatever, gadget. So kahit ano na, I think our listeners will benefit from. So, unahin na natin si Miss Mica. Miss Mica, do you have any recommendations for our listeners?
Meron! Kaya lang sobrang funny no recommendation ko.
Ano yan?
Okay.
Hindi gumana.
This is my favorite ketchup.
Ano yan? Ketchup.
Ketchup. Okay, hindi to sponsor na. Binibili ko to. Never na lang akong binigyan ng libre. It's called 7 Grains Skinny Tomato All Natural Ketchup. Mas masarap siya sa kahit anong ibang ketchup.
Oh my gosh.
Wow!
Bibili niya ni Adrian.
Para siyang may barbecue sauce na ketchup. Ganon.
Again, what's the brand?
Teka, gusto ko.
7, ubus na nga, kaka-order ko lang ng replenishment.
Ano yung name ng ketchup?
Skinny Tomato All Natural Ketchup. So, it has no cane sugar and then 70% less sodium than commercial brands. So, ang ginagamit niya is coconut sugar, coconut sap.
7
grains.
7 grains.
Skinny tomato, all natural. Favorite ko to. Nasa 165 pesos to. Pero masarap talaga siya. Like, hindi ka na bibili ng iba pang ketchup.
Okay, noted yan. Alam mo, Mica, ang saya talaga namin. Alam mo, si Adrian ang pinakamasaya kapag may mga nagre-recommend ng bisita namin. Siya talaga yung nabubudol lagi. Tignan mo, bukas meron na yan.
Adrian, masarap sabihan mo ako. Kasi favorite ko talaga to. Obvious ba?
Sige.
Wala
Binidyo ko nga dun sa friend ko na parang recently, yung lumipat sa tabi ni Pastor Mark Tusoy,
Ah,
hihingi ng ketchup. Kilala mo yon, yung lalaking yon. Mark din yung pangalan, Mark A. Tapos nahiya
ah,
siya humingin ketchup. So,
ah,
ano gusto mo? Sabi ni Pastor Mark daw, banana ketchup, meron kaming Heinz, meron kaming tomato ketchup. O,
ah.
teka lang. Tapos, na plato, ako pa ba magbubuhos? O ikaw na magbubuhos? Sobrang funny.
Anyway,
Anyway, so
so
sinend
yan,
ko sa kanya.
7 grains, and yeah, thank you, Mika, for that. So I think for me naman, I was recently hooked into this Netflix series called The Sandman. I'm not sure if you heard
Ah,
about it.
heard about it.
Medyo ano lang, medyo dark pero nag-binge watch ako nung off ko nung Monday. So parang naka sixth episode na ako ngayon. Pero tumigil muna ako kasi parang na pag binge watch mo kasi parang nakakasuka na rin. Pero promising yung series. So I think pwedeng panoorin at pwede din siyang ano lang, something different. Medyo dark siya pero something na sakyan mo lang, okay na rin naman. So there. Go AIDS.
Wow, gusto ko yan. Ito, bibilisan ko lang. Ito sa mga nakakita ng mga meme, di ba? Na Hydro Flask versus Coleman. Kasi hindi ko din na-down yung Hydro Flask dahil user kami ng Hydro Flask. Pero ito, bilang nasa kwarto ko ng sister-in-law ko, nakita ko to. Meron pong hindi Coleman na brand pero something familiar to us. Cool It by Orocan.
Ako di alam ni di
Meron pa
alam
pong
ni Mika yan.
binibentang ganito.
Uy, alam ko yan. Alam ko yung Coleman dati. Ka-shape naman.
Oo.
Oh.
Ka-shape, no? Saka Orocan brand siya. And interestingly, may umaalog sa loob. Nung sinearch ko kanina kung magkano siya. 58 pesos
Totoo?
sa Lazada. Tapos may libreng
Ah,
cups sa loob.
alam ko yan kasi weapon yan sa
Ah,
kaaway mo.
libreng ka.
Ampas. So, ang mura pala ng mga ganito ngayon, as in. So,
Mm.
sa mga back to school po dyan, di ba? Saka mahilig maglagay ng yellow as, yung parang sa ice
Ah,
bag, tapos shoot mo lang. Convenient. Ito po. Ayan.
nakakatawa, no? Will you go sa gym with that
I
Coleman?
would. I
Mm.
would. Sobrang cool niya, no?
Si Mika hindi
Retro
ang
hat.
sagot niya, sabi hindi.
Hindi. Oo, hindi. Oo lang. Bakit? Ang ganda mo. Dumo mo.
Kita nyo naman yung ketchup ko, 7 grains.
Kaya nga
Parang, bibili ba ako ng ganyan?
Uy,
Kaya
mas
nga.
mura pa si 7 grains kaysa sa mga
Sa Heinz. Sa Heinz.
Oo.
Anyway, sige. Bahala kayo dyan. Anyway, let's go to our next segment, which is our how do you put this? Our detour, the topic before the topic. So, as you can see, ito, ang ganda nung nahanap ko. Excited ako dito, sabi ko kay Adrian. Have you heard about quiet quitting?
I saw the article.
Quiet
Yeah,
quitting.
I saw the article also, pero hindi ko binasa.
So, quiet quitting is something like for those people who are not ready to make a grand exit. So, this is a softer approach for exiting your company. It's like going to work but just doing the barely minimum, right? So, uso daw siya ngayon, especially sa Gen Z na parang I'm here but I'm not here because I'm quietly quitting. You get it? So, any comments about it? I don't want to read the whole article, but that's just the gist of it. So, especially I want to hear from Mika because she works in corporate world for
Not
quite some
anymore!
time.
The quiet quit.
Not anymore!
Not
But
anymore.
not quiet quit. Loud quit. Joke lang. Hindi. My opinion on quiet quitting is I think it's an emotional response also. I wouldn't say, oh, you shouldn't do it. Although I feel like, syempre, your company is paying you this much, then that means your work should also be proportionate to what they're paying you, right? But the problem is, I think quiet quitting happens if you're not satisfied with how much you're getting versus your output. That's why you end up doing the bare minimum na parang, okay, yan lang babayad niyo sa akin. O, ito lang ako. So, para siyang, obviously for me, I don't think it's positive. it also feels like an ego thing. Or at the same time, I wouldn't say an ego thing. Baka makancel tayo. Para lang siyang, parang kang gumagante. Parang kang gumagante dun sa kumpanya mo.
Parang it's their fault na parang, kasi ganito. So, galawang 7'5" ka lang, ganun.
Oo. Or not even. Parang, I know of certain people who have admitted to me in a company that I will not name that they're just unhappy and it's like they're just unhappy and then they're like, dati kung I reply after 2 minutes, ngayon talaga pinapatagal ko 30 minutes bago ako sumagot. Like they're aware, intentionally do it. Ganon.
Gets.
So,
Yeah, thanks,
that's
Mix.
our people. Make sure your company, your people are happy actually.
Yeah. So I think you have a point there. I think
Pwede siyang tawaging silent mutiny.
yeah, parang parang sila nag-aaklas.
Pero tahimik. Hindi na siya, wala nang welga. Hindi na ganun. Ano to? Parang, okay, bayaran niyo ako, pero hindi ko gagawin lahat ng trabaho.
Yeah. Or bare minimum lang. For me naman, I think you have a point there. On the other side of the coin, sa akin naman, parang, is it unfair to the company, to your boss, to your co-workers? Kasi parang for me, if you want to quit, then just let us know. Don't be a drag dun sa mga katrabaho mo.
Kasi Jack, they're waiting for their separation pay, right? That's why
sometimes.
So, parang, alisin nyo na lang ako. Hindi ako aalis.
That's right.
So parang, how do you get fired? Right? You'd rather like underperform para meron ka pa rin para bare minimum performance para meron ka pa rin severance pay.
Yeah, I get that point though. Sa akin, yung what I'm trying to point out is yung parang unfair din with the company. So if you want to quit, just let us know. Or if you feel like you're quietly quitting, just really pause first. Baka hindi naman talaga, you don't need to quit. You just need to pause and take a leave. You get it? Everything, even in the corporate world, can be parang nauupuan naman na pag-uusapan eh. So, the least that we want to happen is you get branded, he quit, he quits or she's quitting because she doesn't want anymore. So, she's slowly, parang dati 9 to 5 ka, ngayon 9 to 5 ka with 3 hours coffee break, parang ganun. So, ang pangit lang din with your previous company, tas dilipat ka, and then you'll get branded that way. And, syempre, word of mouth din yun eh, Mix. Maliit lang ang mundo. So, ikaw, AIDS.
Yeah. Ako, may 3 mini bullets ako naiisip. Parang una, siya eh, it's a tension between yung, naalala nyo yung the past decade was job hopping. Na-accuse yung generation natin na Gen Y and the Z na yung job hopping, di ba, wala pang 3 years, wala pang 2 years, talon ng talon. And then the other side of the pendulum naman is, parang magsistay ako for tenure kunyari. Tapos, yung pala, nagka-quiet quit na ako. Sobrang I also feel na unfair kasi I think it's irresponsible. Parang gusto mo lang kasing meron ka pa rin kikitain 15 to 30. Pero you don't wanna quit kasi mawawala yon.
Yeah.
Diba? Tapos wala ka pang ina-applyan na next or something. So, parang wag ka na lang pumasok, or better yet, take a leave, 'di ba? Sabihin mo sa boss mo, and after all, parang where you work, parang we should be grateful, 'di ba? Work is a blessing. So yung company natin is a blessing. Well, to those who listen na talagang believe, 'di ba, na talagang from God talaga yung work. And yes, I think oo. And hindi naman perfect yung relationships, 'di ba? Companies are full of relationships. Email relationships, 'di ba? Parang lunchmate relationships. So talagang siya. It's not something you do where you do that kind of behavior. Parang sana hindi natin i-tolerate siya. So basically parang rin, yung sinabi mo rin na maliit yung mundo. Iniisip ko yun kasi like kunyari si Carrie, 'di ba, yung boss niya dati. Yun yung parang nagsasabi na punta na kayo dito sa Sydney, dito kayo tumira. Isipin mo dati niyang boss. 'Di ba? Parang kung kaaway niya yung boss niya, 'di ba? Meron ba mag-o-offer sa amin ng gano'n?
Ikaw
Wala,
ba,
'di
Mika?
ba? And
Kaaway mo ba yung boss mo dati?
No, not at all.
Yeah, see, not at all.
oh, narrow out.
Yeah. Ilan yung R
So
doon?
ayun. Mm.
Walang
Anim. Anim. Narrow.
Not at all. Anyway, guys, don't quiet quit ha. Wag kayong mag-log out ng
lang daw. Ganon.
mag-resign kayo kung mag-resign kayo. Anyway, let's go to our topic. Today is Happy Single Day. Yay!
Yes! Yun po yung title. Happy Single.
That's
Ayan.
right. Kasi pwede siyang happy, single. Pwede rin siyang happy single na quote-unquote, ibig sabihin may ibang meaning, which si Lily na tututunan tong ganito ngayon, Mika. Parang, yeah, tatay, did you see me when I was sleeping? What do you mean by this? Air quote. No, it's like, is it real? No! Does it make sense? Use it differently. Anyway, happy single day. Happy single because we're gonna be guesting people who are single right now, but they're okay. They're totally okay. I think they're more than okay, right? And they are here to share some thoughts and like, I don't know, tips or mga kalawang single that hindi siya na being single hindi ka dapat talunan. That's how my mind works. My
Mindset.
how I explain it. Mindset. Anyway, that's why we have Miss Mica Pineda. Woo!
Yun.
Wow, what a topic. Ano ba sasabihin ko? Ano first question?
Wala naman kaming question. So I think happy single. Hindi. Ito na lang question namin sa iyo, Miss Mica Pineda. So happy single. So why do you think we have guested you today? Yeah.
Obvious ba?
Oh yeah, good one.
I mean, obviously, I am currently single. Believing God to not make it so long anymore. But yeah.
Naku, Teka. May juicy na tanong kasi how long have you been single?
How long have I been single? 3 years. 3.5. Not to say that I did not date somebody sometime in the 3.5, but in terms of being in a relationship, I've been single for 3.5 years.
Okay, got it. So I think konting background lang kay Miss Mica, no? Can you introduce yourself muna? Like, anong ginagawa mo? That's just to put...
I'm a professional host. I'm an entrepreneur and a content creator. So I vlog. I have not released a vlog in about 2 years, but I'm going to get back into it. But you can find me mostly active on Instagram at Mica Pineda. And then I also have a TikTok account that I will further be active in just soon at Mica Minute. So that's MICA. Yun na. But I do also own a bed and breakfast restaurant and cafe in Tagaytay called The Nest Tagaytay.
Oh, The Nest.
Sa may rotonda lang siya.
Oo.
Yeah,
Ayan,
which...
narinig ko yan.
Correct. Which we missed to go. Sayang. Next uwi namin, Mix, pwede?
Kailan?
Okay. December. Ay, narinig na nila mga kaibigan. Sige. December. Anyway, so the reason why we want to also get to know you and what are you doing right now. Kasi itong tao na to, Adrian, lagi itong nasa stage, lagi natin siya nakikita. Even sa commercials, nako, itong mukha na to, may era na si Mica, kailangan munang magtago kasi baka magsawa sa kanya yung mga tao sa commercial. Ganun kapinig itong babae. So, boss lady talaga siya. Bakit natin ito sinasabi, Adrian? Kasi, maraming crushing on her, right, AIDS?
Oo.
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi lang sinasabi sa'yo.
Send sa akin yung lista.
Marami rin yung pagka siya yung nagli-lead ng worship, magsasend sa akin ng screenshot. I'm praying, ganyan, mga ganyan. Legit. Sabi ko, wag na mag-pray, kausapin mo.
Alam
That's
nyo,
right.
walang kumakausap sa akin sa church. Ano lang sila, sliding into my DMs. Pero pag sa church, parang,
Nahiya sila, no? Parang, dapat
Mm.
pareho lang yun.
Okay, as a single...
after this podcast, please, pakisend yung list,
Wow! May list, dalawang list. Isang list na totoo, tapos may isang blacklisted. Ganyan. Blacklisted.
May
Hindi.
comments tayo.
Anyway, kasi uso ngayon yung mix, yung parang he's a 10, but, you get it?
oh yeah!
Nakita mo yung mga ganun. So, first question, I think we have to really set the standard first before we go into that mini game, quote unquote mini game that we have. He's a 10, but what's a perfect 10 for you?
What's a perfect 10 for me? You know, a standard for women usually, di ba, ang una nilang sasabihin, if you ask me when I was younger, anong standard mo? Kailangan cute, kailangan driven, kailangan yung ganon. Pero parang I've also encountered men in the past na as in guwapo, speaks well, pleasant. Pero parang yung number one requirement na God, wala. And dati, parang it's like, but he's like crush ng bayan. As in, hindi lang church or something. Buong Pilipinas type na crush ng bayan. Pero parang, kaya lang atheist siya or kaya lang agnostic siya. Parang,
Kilala ko yata yan. AA?
basta parang, edit out yun Basta parang number one requirement ko during that time was God. So, parang he may have everything else, but if you don't have the top thing, which is the relationship with God, for me at this point, it's already non-negotiable. Yeah. So a 10 would be talagang number one talaga sa akin, yung God. Hindi ko kailangan ng sobrang, yung parang religious. Kasi ang kailangan ko, somebody that loves God. That's my number one. Loves God. Everything else, obviously, parang sana pleasant to look at. And I used to look at it as, napaka-importante ng chemistry. Parang kunyari may mangliligaw or if I would date somebody, parang parati ko i-check yung chemistry and yung wit. Pero, I also just realized recently, maybe in the past year, that it's not about just chemistry. It's about purpose. Right? What are you called to do with your significant other? Parang, I've never dated anybody na wala lang, fun lang, or hindi ko nakikita as a possibility that this will be the person that I will marry. So, to me, mas naging important now yung purpose versus yung chemistry.
Nice. So, number one is, syempre, God. Like, who believes in God, who fears God. Then number two is like, our purpose together. What are we going to do together when we settle down?
Yeah, kasi parang it's not just making each other happy, right? I remember attending a wedding and then the pastor was saying, who here thinks that marriage is supposed to make you happy? Syempre, lahat ng tao taas ng kamay. Sabi niya, you're all wrong. Marriage is supposed to make you more like Jesus. And that really stuck with me. And when you think about it, right, you hear, yung mga may asawa kayo, di ba, parang naiisip nyo minsan parang pag nag-aaway, di ba? Pero at the same time, pag inisip mo talaga, that person makes you more like Jesus because you need grace to put up with that person, patience. So in that way, this person makes you more like Jesus because you have to die to self in a marriage.
Yeah.
Parang ready na ako, Lord, no? Parang ready.
Kaya nga ikaw ba dapat ang guest namin? Pero hindi. Ang sagot ko doon, yes. Tamang-tama. Kasi parang, mix parang, yung next question ko, so sige, aside mo natin yung next question ko is parang, may mga times ba na parang, ang lungkot maging single?
Oo naman. I'm
Mhm.
not going to lie.
Ah.
Iyak na. Wow, hindi. I have gone through moments wherein it's like, ayun na. Parang, Lord, sumunod naman ako Parang, Lord, I've I've done everything you've asked of me. Where did I go wrong? You know, sometimes it's that Shocks. Parang, where did I go wrong, Lord? But at the same time, kasi parang I've also been an instrument for people to get together. I've probably match made 3 or 4 people. And 2 are getting married this year. The other one, magkakaanak na. And sometimes it's like, Lord, saan ako nagkamali? Sa sarili ko, right? But at the same time, I have to remind myself na, Mica, your security is in God.
Mm.
Your value is in God. And that promise na when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So parang every time I get impatient, which I do get impatient, it's normal. I really just remember that, okay, there will come a time that I will have a ring and I will be able to say that, look at what the Lord has done for me.
Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you... Hindi, I'm just trying to make it light because intense
Oo.
talaga
Thank you,
yun.
Mica, for sharing
Grabe,
that.
no? Sobrang raw lang din nung
Mm-mm.
may times naman na nakakalungkot. Yes, I mean, no hesitation. May time talaga na parang, di ba, parang nakakalungkot. Pero,
Kasi imagine parang events, tapos parati kang may, you can bring a +1. And then you're like,
aso ko.
dadalhin ko. And it's easy to,
Yeah.
it's easy to call a friend. But sometimes kasi if I invite a guy, they automatically think it's a date. So I
Totoo.
don't lang invite. Na parang, it's okay, I'm gonna go alone.
Tapos magre-research ka ng event na yon kasi parang yung pala couples event tapos ikaw mag-guest ka nila, you can invite one. Tapos parang awkward naman. So pwede bang +1 or -1 na lang po, wag niyo na lang po ako isama. Kasi parang tsaka yung mga ganyang weddings, Mica, 'di ba? Kasi yung weddings will make you fall in love. Parang ganun, to fall in love again.
I've hosted weddings, right? I've hosted weddings. And parang minsan you're watching the SDE and it's like, alam mo yun, I've just tried to, instead of having self-pity na parang, wow, naman ako, alam mo yun, I've learned to look at it as, if I see somebody get engaged, or if I see like a wedding or an SDE video, I just declare, Lord, I'm next. Turning it, parang looking at it differently Na parang, Lord, I'm next. Parang thanking Him even before your breakthrough comes. Versus grumbling na ang tagal, ano ba, Lord? Kinalimutan mo ba ako? Di ba? Parang it's really just, okay, Lord, I'm next. And that stirs up your faith and that stirs up a joy in your heart that keeps you expectant for your season.
Gusto ko lang yan, Mica, that you're just really real with your feelings kay God. Kasi parang yung iba kasi parang, okay lang ako, God. Okay lang ako.
I'm not gonna lie about that. No, there are days when it sucks. But
you just eat a chocolate chip cookie.
But at the same time, I also know that, okay, maybe this is my ministry, right? Maybe this is part of my ministry that there will come a time that I will talk about this to people like now. Now, how are you waiting during
I think, Mica, yung iba naman, na yung ibang side naman of it, that nakakalungkot minsan maging single. Pero, please tell us why being single right now is so much fun. Yan.
It's so much fun. Somebody once told me that when you get married, especially in a Christian setting, right, you're married for the rest of your life. So it's like, you will miss the time that you have me time, especially when you have kids that are like, mommy, 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 diba? Parang, so make the most out of it. Paganda ka lang ng paganda. Yung ganon, improving yourself
Yep.
out, eat right. Because I also believe that when you're single and you're waiting on God, iba yung ano mo iba yung quality of your quiet time, iba yung quality of your worship, because it's really just it's like you're dating God, ganon.
Yep.
I think one big lie in our heads that can get us really sad is you're alone. Yun eh. You're alone. And then you spiral down into self-pity. Shucks, kawawa naman ako. I have nobody. I'm alone, you know. But when you think about it, you're not alone. Alam kong cliche na, oh, God's there for you. God's always there. It's true though. But one thing that helped me a lot was the thought na, parang one day it hit me that God loves me. And that is the most important thing in this world. So why will I pine for somebody else's love na parang in desperation or chase after that, after a relationship, when I currently have the most important thing, which is the fact that God loves me and everything else fails by comparison to God loving me. So parang it's all just secondary, tertiary. So bakit ko ikalulungkot yon when I have the number one thing, which is the love of God for me?
That's right. So, I think it will really, yung faith mo talaga is to your advantage, in any season of your life na parang hindi ako nag-iisa actually, wag those lies na nag-isa ako. Parang hindi yun totoo kasi all this time God has carried me through. Wow, sobrang mag-alcohol na ba tayo?
Hindi, kung wala yung faith ko, hindi ko alam kung paano ako pagdadaan. Ganon. Parang it's so easy to have like, you meet somebody, oy, cute, oy, ganito, oy, lawyer, oy, ganyan. Diba? Pero parang, oy, magaling magsalita, oy, funny siya. Artistahin. Pero parang, wala yung God factor. Walang, parang, yun yung ano ko yun yung standard ko ngayon eh. So,
correct.
kahit Christian. Pero parang,
Uy!
with God, parang, kaya lang, cute sana, kaya lang, he's not plugged in.
Cute,
he's not.
Cute sana eh, kaso, mas makapal pa yung makeup sa akin.
So parang ganon. Parang, it really just matters yung faith factor eh. Because for me, when you're single, the last thing that you should do is feel hopeless.
Yeah, that's right.
If you feel hopeless, wala na. Ano na yan? Downward spiral na yan. So where do we find our hope, right? It's only in Jesus. Parang God being sovereign, God being in control.
Yeah. So I think, Adrian, tong episode natin, single and preaching. Ganyan dapat yan.
Sorry, I can't help it. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yes, it's
That's
okay.
right.
It's okay.
It's okay. Huwag ka mag-sorry about it. Don't say
Oo.
sorry. Don't say sorry that you're single. It's fine. It's kidding.
Saka
Check your CV via Jekoy Valle.
Yes, please.
And then God has somebody. I know.
Oo. Saka yung kunyari, 'di ba? Dito na tayo sa mga two birds in one stone. Malamang may mga nakikinig diyan na yan, 'di ba? Malamang pag nakita nila featuring Mica Pineda, papakinggan nila. Ito ho sa mga lalapit sa kanya sa church. Wag ho, hi Miss Mica, God bless ho. Hindi niya kailangan ng small group leader, may small group ho yan. Ang kailangan niya, yung possible husband. Kasi dami naming na-meet na gano'n na parang yung girl, parang okay na sana. Bait nung guy talagang grabe kay God. Kaya lang tuwing nagmi-meet kami, para kami nagsa-small group. So, pwede ba yung nililigawan ako? Alam ko, mahal mo si God. Pero yung ako rin pinapursue.
Marami kasi sigurista takot ma-reject.
Totoo. Wow.
Yung I dreamt of you. pa, 'di ba? God telling me ikaw. Naku, yung mga mystical na ganyan. Wag ho. Ayan. Pero malalaman naman din 'yan ng girl. Parang 'di ba? I think Mica is so smart enough to know na pag when she talks to a guy, parang kalokohan lang ba to na pumupunta lang tong church or does he really know God?
Oo
Abot din
naman.
naman pa rin dun sa point na yun eh. So,
Si Mika
ayun nga,
malakas
if
makaamoy din yan ng mga ganyan.
oo,
Wala.
kaya maligo kayo.
Kaya
Talaga.
maligo kayo. Anyway, so I think na-conclude natin na
Actually, Jack, mali ka dun ah. Hindi ko alam kung may gusto sa akin. Feeling ko friendly lang. Alam mo yan.
oh yeah.
Parang,
Yeah,
talaga gusto niya ako? Sure ka? Baka friendly lang siya.
tama.
Walang ginagawa
Uy,
eh.
kailangan mo pala ako i-update dun sa isa. Anyway, mamaya na yan. Anyway, so happy single, pero parang being single sometimes can be really feel like na parang, Lord, kailan, whatever. Pero pwede ka rin naman maging masaya. At pwede talaga. Then, we found out also that Miss Mica Pineda is looking forward to someone who has really God and very evident in his life na talagang practicing. And
I don't need somebody perfect ah.
I know.
But
I know.
alam mo yung mahal si Lord. Mahal si
Yes.
Lord and passionate about God's work. Because at the end of the day, you know, parang sometimes before I remember being with somebody and, you know, I did have certain complaints. Ba't siya ganito, Lord? Ba't ganito? Parang, you have a list eh. Parang, ito, umuuna, meet niya. Tapos ngayon, ba't ganito na siya? Ano lang nangyari, Lord? Tapos marirealize mo lang na, you know what? The person just like you is also being changed and shaped by God, right? From glory to glory. So I don't need somebody perfect, but I need somebody willing to be shaped by God. So you also see the potential of the person
Willing.
na parang, I'm marrying you because I also see who God is making you to be.
Yeah. Gets. So I think number one, God. Number two is yung purpose when you go together. So that's your. I asked you about it a while ago. That's your perfect 10, right? So I think we can go and proceed with the lighter side of this podcast, which is he's a 10, but you get it. So sasabihin mo lang sa amin kung yes or no or parang maybe or not. Okay? He's a 10, like he fears God. You see the purpose together, but mali yung grammar.
Sorry. Hindi naman po sa judgmental tayo, but I think in English. So, that one is a little bit difficult for me.
Saka parang natin, may preference pa rin naman. Hindi ka naman ikakasal ni God sa someone. Di ba laging to sinasabi ni Pastor Mark, hindi ka naman ikakasal sa ayaw mo. Kung date lang. Pwede ka naman mag-no.
Correct.
Eh di kung ayaw mo yung grammar niya, eh di there's no next time. Parang move on. And si God respects our preference also.
So he's a 10, but he doesn't want to hang out with your friends.
I think that's okay. What if introvert siya, right? So, I will respect that. Pero, I sincerely hope that he does make an effort over time. I don't expect to hang out with my friends all the time, but that does matter. Having community matters.
Oh, he's a 10, but he doesn't know how to drive a car.
Eh, di mag-driving lessons siya.
Oh, nice. Ikaw, AIDS?
Hindi naman ako sing...
Hindi. Magtanong ka din. Uy! Gising.
He's a 10, pero naka more than 5 na ex.
I don't take that against the person. Their past is their past, right? It's always about how, ang pinag-iisipan ko dyan parang, if Jesus does not see you that way, why will I see you that way?
Wow! Nice. ano, he's a 10 but nasa ibang bansa as of now.
Okay lang.
Okay lang daw. So, yung mga nasa ibang bansa dyan, ay, sa atin si Maki. Yung mga nasa ibang bansa, Jack.
Okay, my turn.
Oh.
He's a 10, Nika, but meron na siyang baby. Like, parang,
Kailangan
ano
tayo
ba yun?
mag-pray.
Anak sa pagkabinata, ganun.
Mag-pray yung mga ganon. Medyo...
But she's not yung biglang,
I wouldn't say
diba?
like zero chance. It's just like, I have to ask. I mean, actually, with all naman, I really ask God eh.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I don't
So,
want to waste the person's time. So tell me, ito ba yun? Di ba yun?
Mix, he's a 10, but he's like 10 years older than you. 10 years, ha? 10 years.
Tanda nung, ang tanda.
Okay, so hindi. Oh, 10 years younger than you.
Grabe, masyadong bata.
Ano yung age gap na parang preference mo ba?
Maybe +5 or +6, ganyan. Minus.
2 months.
Hindi. Minus maximum 4 to 5. Maximum.
Malaki rin yung pababa niya.
4 to 5, ganyan. Pero parang preferably same age or like +3, +4, +5. But I wouldn't say na parang I'm not gonna entertain somebody who's like -4 or minus.
Nice.
Ito. He's a 10. Parang okay kumita saka mag-diskarte but hindi siya graduate.
Yeah. Ng K-12, joke.
Ng college?
Yeah, walang degree.
Alam mo, is the person successful? Is he
Yeah. Malakas, magaling kumita. Oo.
That's fine.
Smuggler eh. Hindi.
Mahal niya si God.
Mahal niya si God, pero smuggler. Hindi, for me, okay, I think we can land on at this part, and very meaty naman yung mga sinabi na ni Mica kanina, and it's really helpful for our listeners and for us also, right? So, any final thoughts right now? We'll start with Mix. You go. Final thoughts. Happy single. Go.
Final thoughts. Your journey is different as compared to everybody else. So stop comparing yourself to people around you, people getting engaged, people getting married, people having kids. Don't allow yourself to be pressured because ito I tell myself, Jesus was not in a hurry. Right? Jesus was not in a hurry. This world always tells us hustle, grind. It glorifies that kind of culture. But at the end of the day, where in the Bible do you ever see magmadali ka o hurry up, right? When it comes to your personal journey, because surrendering your journey to God is part of His sovereignty in your life. It's part of His lordship. So if it's really your time to get married, to get engaged, nothing and no one can stop that. Yeah, so there. So be secure, be whole first in the Lord, because the last thing you want is try and find your security in a relationship, because that emptiness that you feel or that hole that you feel, another person will never fill that space. Temporarily they can, but you're gonna end up placing unrealistic expectations on that somebody, and that's gonna lead to toxicity in the relationship. So you would rather be whole and the other person be whole also. Para when you come together, it's not letting each other fill an emptiness, but it's enhancing each other's lives and making each other a better version of yourselves.
Nice. Ayun,
Galing nun.
Galing.
Wala na ako dadagdag. Ayoko na.
Ayan. Pero ang galing, pwede nyo pong i-repeat naman or i-rewind yung sinabi ni Mika, no? And ang galing. And parang gusto ko rin ano lang, kumbaga, i-turn back doon sa title, 'di ba? Happy single. And jahe talaga kung hindi happy, 'di ba? Tapos single ka. Pero parang kumbaga nakikita ko rin doon, jumping off from that, parang don't base your happiness on others. Di ba, hirap sa social media, talagang you can't help but see others happy, posting about their best life. Tapos ikaw parang you're comparing them to yourself. So, ano talaga, base your happiness not on other people, not on what you see on social media. Base it on the cornerstone. Something that is immovable. Pero as believer, syempre, we can say no one else but kay Jesus. So, yun talaga parang base your happiness on something na hindi siya volatile. So, ayun,
Volatile!
volatile. Ang
Hanep.
taas.
Nice. Good job, guys. Siguro, isa lang ma-add ko, yung kung single ka, you also define your happy. So, kung whatever it is,
Sorry, before we say happy, I don't think it's about happiness. Happiness is dependent on happenings. Kaya siya happiness, happening. So, what you're looking for is joy. Because joy is unconditional.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
From God.
So, yeah, sa akin yun nga, yung kung ano nagpapasaya din sa'yo, which is clean fun. Okay? Yung happiness that, kasi if you're also going to read the Bible, yung will naman sa atin ng Lord is to be happy also, and to live a full life. Right? To serve Him, to worship Him, and to also serve the people around us. So, I think yung happiness natin, while you're single, while you're waiting, you can also be happy for other people as well. So, someday, babalik sa'yo. Diba? So, yun lang for me. And, mga sinabi rin ni Mika na do not let mga circumstances or be in a hurry. Kasi, yung enemy mismo, siya yung hurry eh. Diba? Yung parang minamadali. Anything na minadali will not last. So, yun lang for us. So, happy single, everybody.
Yes. Ayan, salamat sa mga nakinig, no? And
Thank you,
sa
Miss
mga
Mika.
nakaabot. Oo,
Thank you,
dito,
everybody.
thank you.
Thank you. I really had fun. Sana invite niyo ulit ako.
Oh, sure. So, where can we follow you or any happenings soon?
You can find me on Instagram at Mica Pineda, TikTok at Mica Minute, and then on YouTube also at youtube.com/Mica Pineda. I promise I will be more active on YouTube and TikTok soon. It's just, and or visit the Nest Tagaytay. That's the Nest _ Tagaytay on Instagram. Pogi points yun. Dumalo kayo.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you. If you have reached a part of this program, please, thank you for listening. You can follow us on thebrodies.ph also. And also, we have our Gmail, which is?
thebrodies.ph at gmail.com.
All right. Thank you, guys. Sunod na happy single. Be happy. Not be single for long. Bahala ka. Bye.